Evening. Welcome to round 3 of King of the Shingle. So if you've not visited this before, it's a 4-match series. Your best 3 results count. So this is match 3. We're at Kellin and there's 25 anglers booked in. There's 31 fish in the series, but because of holidays and stuff, that's why only 3 of your results count. So we shall see how we get on. There is a nice little bit of sea rolling in, and it's calming down after a weekend blow, so hopefully there'll be a few bass, maybe a flounder or 2 kicking around in that. But for those of you who've watched this channel before, you'll know that this beach can be quite peggy, so some areas are better than others. But draw's about to take place, so we've got to be in there to win it. You alright, Gus? There we go. Let's have a number then, John. Hold it.
What you got?
B6.
B6, awesome peg that is.
That's not. Well, you know it's not. Right. We haven't got a very good peg. Never mind. Right, this is us. B6. And actually, it's not where I thought it was. So it's better than that. So can't complain. I'm at the opposite end to the wreck at Kellin. There's some low cliffs there, and the wreck's right down the other end, but we're this side of the cliffs, and I thought I was going to be smack under it. But next to me I've got Russell Taylor, and a very good angler really. He's the first bloke I ever met at Norfolk Angling Club. Good angler and a really nice bloke, so he'll do well tonight, I'm sure, because there's a bit of colour in the sea, not too much weed hopefully, so we'll see how we get on. And to my left, just sitting up there, Mr. Tony Thomas. He'd always do quite well in these conditions as well, so hopefully you'll see some fish this evening. I know the last 2 matches have been hard, but that's how it is sometimes. Everybody else, as you can see, is getting ready to have a practice cast. We've got about 25 minutes left before the off, but we're fishing low water up, and that can be good for a bass. So I'm sure with the 2 anglers I've got beside me, someone will catch something. Yeah, it looks alright. Can't let this video pass without meeting Russell Taylor. So here he is, look, bait tray, super organised this bloke, but he is good. So
I've kept the secret baits hidden.
Yeah, well that's alright. I don't want to see anyway. I've got some lugworms. What's tactics?
Free up flapper.
In close?
In close.
Well,
that looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it'd be alright. Got Tony Thomas next to us, so
well,
yeah.
Competition,
yeah, oh yeah, it'll be a good evening. He's not in the same zone as us though,
oh,
so
right. Just
me and you, yeah. Who we got on the other side? Willie Groombridge there, and Rob Ford down there. So
had the winner come out from you either side though.
Oh, I've had that loads of times, mate. That's water for ducks back.
I'll
so
you lucky charm tonight.
You probably will. You'll probably get £8 cod or something.
I wouldn't be surprised, God.
No. Well, yeah, you could do. Yeah, I mean, there's enough colour in the sea, so probably down by that wreck. Dwayne Lockwood's as close as anyone to it, and he normally snitches one out. So
yeah,
no, I'm sure that'll be all right. But yeah. I've had some right tussles with Russell in the past, so hopefully tonight will be no different. Hopefully one of us catch something anyway.
Yeah, no, we had some good matches, haven't we?
Yeah.
Some good fights.
Yeah, no, lovely evening. It's not raining, so every chance of a fish or 2, I would say. So for me, that's a 2-hook flapper, about 40 yards out, and I've also got a 1-hook clip down made up, so if it don't work, I'll fire something bigger a bit further, but hopefully that'll be all right. We're going to see Tony now and see what he's up to. Right, we're across with Tony Thomas, see what he's up to. Now this guy is super organised, so that's what he's got. He must spend hours sorting this out. What's the tactics for tonight, Tony?
Long and short.
Long and short? Oh, well, that's giving nothing away, is it? So you're not in my section anyway, you're at the end of your own section. So I've got Russell Taylor to contend with, but
I'll be keeping an eye on you.
well, I'm on.
Booms, I forgot my booms.
Doesn't matter, does it? I've been well and truly beaten by plenty of people in the past, so you'll do all right. Flounder king, aren't you?
What? I was.
You'll get one tonight. We'll let him set up. He's having a few issues with this gusting westerly wind, which you can probably hear on the camera, but hopefully when the tide starts running, that wind and tide combined won't make it troublesome, but it can do. Fixed balls man is Tony, always has been. Long continental type rods, and yeah, he'll be all right. But as he says, as long as there's no weed, we'll all be happy. Right, back at my peg. Tony didn't give a lot away, but he is using 3-foot snoods, tiny little hooks, size 6 or 8s, and he's using blow lug and harbour ragworm. So if the flounders are in the edge, he's really going to do well, I think, on that. But it's what I would do if I had them, but I've only got some blow lug, so need a bass. But I'm going to have to make my way a bit down to the water's edge now, get baited up, get ready for the off. Russell's filling his bucket up with water, and he's got his measure in his hand, so that's intent for you. And there's some gulls working just off the back of those breakers there, so looks encouraging. Let's just hope it doesn't fill up with weed. Right, first casts are in the water. I've gone for a gentle 30-yard lob. Russell's a bit further, and well, Russell's only been out there a minute. What's he got? Has literally just hit the seabed. This will be terrible if he's gone and hit a bass first cast. Literally, he's just flicked that out. He's turned round, washed his hands, walked back, and the rod's gone over. He's on the card already. Look, little bass. Everything over 18 centimetres counts, so he's already on the card. Less than 1 minute in. Jammy git. My first cast went over as well, and there's a little bass, probably about 27-28 centimetres, something like that. Lively little critter. We'll get him unhooked, back in the water, get him measured first obviously. But yeah, at least we're on the card. Can't let Russell get too far ahead. 30 minutes gone, and I subsequently caught another little tiny bass to go with my other one, but generally it's pretty quiet along the beach. Russell no further action after that 1 minute bass, so tide's starting to pull up the beach now. Lovely bit of sea on, so let's just hope those fish come back. Wrigglers. You won't keep Tony down for long. Nice big flounder on the top and another one on the bottom. Beauties, Tony, well done. That's a good fish. Well done. That's where they are. So that's a really good fish. 32 centimetre flounder and one slightly smaller version. So good points for both those fish. Well done, Tony.
Thank you.
Well, Tony got those 2 flounders about 15 yards out. He miscast it, dropped in the edge. So he's done it on purpose this time. So let's see if that's where they're living, because if he gets some on this cast, I'll drop in there. But at the moment, I'm a bit further. What's he got? He's got another one. What's that? Another flounder. Smaller, but that's where they are. Those wrigglers, little harbour ragworm, do some damage. I haven't got any, but that's not an excuse, because they'll take blow lug or whatever. You just got to find them. So if I don't get a bass on this cast, I'll drop in and see if I can get one of those flounders, because he's going to start pulling away otherwise. But down to my right, all looks pretty quiet at the minute. Anyway, change of tactics from Russell, so he's seen what Tony's doing, so plain lead. Oh, he has gone a little way, probably 20 yards. So plain lead, just roll it around in the gutter. He's after them flounders. I still think you need a bass to do any good. I see Rob Ford in the distance has had a flounder, so there's a few fish coming out. It's a lovely evening, no weed in the water, everything's lovely. But everything to play for, because it's at the moment there's nothing outstanding being caught that can't be overtaken by one decent bass, as you've seen lots of times before. Yeah, keep plugging away. As you can see, the sun's about to set. We'll just see if the flatfish masterclass continues from Tony. Really pretty quiet up here, but all the way along the beach as well, seemingly. You never quite know, but there ain't a lot going on. He had those 3, one after another, but nothing on the last 2 casts, so let's just see what he gets on this one. I don't quite know what he's messing about at, but that'll come up the beach eventually. No. So he had that flurry of flounders, but they seem to have gone off the feed, as has everything else for that matter. So from my point of view, I'm fishing for a bass. And I think a lot of the people on this beach are, but there's no reason why when it gets dark there won't be 1 or 2. Looks ideal for them, and there's no vermin. The baits are coming back nearly as you chuck them out, so it's either a fish or it's the bait as you left it. So no crabs, no shrimps, nothing, but the colours going out of the sea really fast. That was brown yesterday, and now look at it clearing up. The treat, but we shall see. Well, nothing special, but another tiny little bass. But at least it's a bite and a third fish on the card. So Rob Ford down to my right there, he's had a decent bass, so he'd be winning the section, I think. But no, that little basslet came from nowhere as well, so quite pleased I've managed to get a bite. But let's get him unhooked, get him back in the water, see if there's a bigger one there. Right, well, it's now dark, about 45 minutes remaining, and there are a couple of buckets moving up and down the beach, so somebody's obviously had a fish or 2. I've got 2 rods set up. You can only use 1 at a time, but that's just in case the weed came and it was going to be a bit easier, but that's not there. I've got to get a bass, because up until tonight I was 2nd overall behind Jamie Medler, but he'll have done all right tonight, I'm sure. And if I can't get a bass, then it'll mean I have to probably win the match in a fortnight's time at Weybourne to have any chance of being in the top 3, because them 3 little bass aren't gonna do me any good. But we'll stick at it because I've got some good baits out there at the moment, and I only need that rod to pull over once with a nice big fish on the other end and we'll be back in it. But at the moment I just can't find them, and I don't know what to do any different. I got them 3, so if that worked for them it'll surely work for more. But it's just finding the right strategy at the right time. Tony on my left there, he got them flounders, but they were all in about sort of 15-20 minutes and then nothing, so it's a difficult game to work out at times. But yeah, let's hope I bring you back once I've got that bass. Well, 2 minutes after I last spoke to you, there he is, bass. That's a better one. So he'll end up being, I'll have to do it properly, but he's going to end up being about 36 centimetres, something like that. So that'll boost me up a bit. So where there's one, there may be more. He'll be going back in the sea. He's not big enough to eat. They've got to be 42, but for tonight, that's nice to see that rod rattle over. Good bite that was, yanked it straight over on the rest, so happy days. You can't see in the distance, but Russell's just got a 42 centimetre bass, so that more than turns over my one at 36, so still no good. But Tony next door's just had another flounder, so he and myself are quite close on points, but that fish from Russell must have done him a lot of good. I should think he's probably now overtaken Rob Ford, must be winning the section, I'd have thought, but never mind, these things happen. Since I last spoke to you, I had a couple more little basslets, 28 and 29 centimetres, so I'm up to 149 points. So 6 fish on the card, and I've lost track of what everybody else is doing. It's pitch black, 25 minutes to go, and I just got to hope and pray I can get another one or something magical, because I've seen Russell get at least another 1 or 2, so, and he'll probably keep getting them, and that's it. So everyone else is probably catching as well, but you can only try. Well, I did just manage to nudge ahead of Russell. We've got 1 cast left, so once I pull this in I've got 10 minutes left, so I'll have this out, put the other one out. Russell's going to do the same, and it'll go down to the wire yet again for about the 150th time I've fished with him. It's always like this. Tony's done really well on the flounder front. I think he's got 5 of them, but the bass haven't materialised for him. So he's a little bit behind, only about 50 points, so he could pull a bass out on the last cast. Everybody else, I don't know, it's too far away, it's pitch black. But yeah, really nice, enjoyable evening. Not cold, the weed's coming on a little bit now, but nothing to worry about. It's not blocking the hooks up or anything, but we'll be in the car park in a bit and all will become clear. Right, that's it, all over, nothing on the last chuck, so 149 points, 6 bass, small ones I know, but is what it is. And yeah, I'd like to think I've done as much as I could have done on the evening, so enjoyed myself, so that's alright. Let's go in the car park and see what's what. Yeah, far away.
Right, thanks for coming. A lot better night tonight, isn't it? No bloody weed.
Tony's coming.
Now where is he?
He's just down the bottom here, he's now coming.
Come on, you old man.
There you go.
Hey, right, up there. Right, sections first. A section, Tony Thomas.
Hey, well done, right.
B section, can't believe it, 6 foot tall Charlie.
Charlie.
Well done, mate.
Well done there. Shall we go under there and pick that bloke up?
There's an envelope down there, gone. C-section.
That's down the side there. Hold
I got it. C-section, Kev Green.
Kev,
on. Come on, Kev.
scores, John. Get anything. John?
Do what, mate?
Cheers.
I didn't do the points on the section, mate. I didn't do the points on the section.
What they're winning with.
Hey,
What they're winning with. Lots.
not as much as you.
Yeah, no.
D-section, Jerry, 103 points. E-section, Steve Medler, 110 points.
Well, Steve.
Where is he?
He's hiding up somewhere.
Right, biggest round. Neil.
We done with them.
50 centimetre bass.
Well done, Neil.
The biggest flat, you'll have to fight over this. Steve Medler and Luke.
Boys.
33.
You got to split it.
Yeah, split that way down the shallow.
Right, fourth place, Russell, 116 points.
Well done, Russell.
No, he's the one at right.
You got to come and get your money.
You're doing fourth. Thank you.
Third, Pond Pete, 149 points.
Cheers.
Second, Neil, 154 points. Been sat in his box half the night.
Well done, Neil.
Winner on the day, Luke, 237 points.
Nice one, Luke.
In a good area.
Right, lucky peg. Luke, just draw one of these out, mate.
Draw mine, can you?
Who was E23? Glenn.
Mate, Glenn. There you go, mate. Take a bit diesel. Right,
I was 24, funny enough.
right. We're not jumping a week next week, so we're here at Waybourne next week. So,
Can't wait.
can't wait.
Might leave my gear up here.
Yeah. I'm doing extra points for any fluff chuckers you can catch. That's
Well,
it.
well done, John. Thanks for all the
coming.
work.